Jenny McCarthy Show.
Oh! Welcome back to the Jenny McCarthy Show. I'm a walking juxtaposition. Nicole has been working on this, you guys, because she loves Disney more than your children. And that's a little concerning, but we don't judge here. We do, but just behind her back. So what are the best and what are the, according to her, saddest deaths, Disney deaths of all time? Now, Nicole, I've noticed that you only have 1 through 8. Why stop at 8?
Well, this is my list of what impacted me the most, and I feel like extending it out, I didn't feel as connected to those. These are my 8 top most powerful, impactful Disney deaths, according to me.
Got it. So if you had the list go longer, you would have had to kind of smudge it. It wouldn't be authentic to you.
Exactly.
Okay, so where do we start? Where'd you have to go? Number 8?
We're going to start at number 8. I'm going to go with Elsa and Anna's
By
parents.
the way, she has pictures attached to my papers here, so thank you for that image. Yeah. Go ahead, Elsa and who?
Elsa and Anna's parents in Frozen. So I put them there because...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, this is a lot of spoilers, but whatever. You should see all these movies anyway. Okay, I put them there because in terms of parents' deaths, it's sad because it happens in the movie. A lot of the parents' deaths happen before the movie starts. This one, the parents leave to go on a ship and go on a trip, and their ship gets sunk by a giant wave in a storm, and they die.
Oh my
so
God,
then,
Titanic.
Yeah, it is. And then Elsa is left alone and isolated. She doesn't know how to control her powers. Anna doesn't know about her powers. So she doesn't know how to cope.
So that's number 8. You felt like because it happened in the movie is more devastating.
Yes, because you see the parents' death.
Now, would you have taken him out with a wave? Or how would you have taken him out? What's a better way?
I don't know.
You didn't get thinking that far.
No, I didn't think that far.
But still.
It's sad. It's sad. And the music gets real sad.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry during this one.
All right.
I didn't cry.
That's why it's number 8.
Yeah.
All right. What else do you have to say about anything before moving on?
It's during the Do You Want to Build a Snowman song, which is like the best song, and it's so sad. This is the part, I think, where they're dying in the song. Okay. It is.
It
is?
Yeah. And how can I see? What are they doing? Or you want to explain it? Because I've never seen it.
Oh my God, it's so good. The parents, they just leave. They're like, we're going on a trip, and that's it. And then it just shows their boat sinking. Oh. And then it shows a picture.
Hug them when they leave.
They hug them when they leave, and then when they, after the boat ships, it goes back to their castle, and it shows a picture of the parents, and they cover it with a curtain, so it's like they're dead. But the other reason why this is at the bottom of parents' deaths is because at least Elsa and Anna get to live in a castle in a kingdom, compared to our next death. This is why I rank this next death, number 7, a little higher. Tarzan's parents,
due to the castle.
Because Tarzan's parents, they also get in a shipwreck. They don't die from that. They end up on this like island thing. They build a tree house. They live in there. But then when they die, Tarzan is orphaned in the jungle.
That's pretty messed up.
Yeah. But this one I put before Elsa and Anna because they show the parents' dead bodies laying there in the tree house.
In Tarzan?
Yes.
They do?
Yeah. They got attacked by a jaguar.
So does Tarzan see this?
He's a baby, but he probably did. They don't show the attack, but what they show is the bloody footsteps from the jaguar in the parents' bodies.
Oh, that's going to be some core trauma right there.
And this happens in the very beginning of the movie. This is like the opening setup of the movie, so you're just hit with this right away.
Why do you think so many children movies involve parents' deaths?
I don't know. A lot of Disney movie has parents' death.
I guess if you were going to have an emotional driving thing, Michelle looks like she's going to cry, but an emotional journey, what would be PG? I guess just a parent's dying, not like a parent that's shooting up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if you're going to have some core trauma, I guess just dying is the least.
Oh no.
Think about it.
But also what makes this one extra sad is that the gorilla, Kala, who adopts and raises Tarzan in the jungle, in the very beginning, her baby gorilla dies from the same jaguar as Tarzan's parents. So it's this extra layer. They have a connection. It's very sad.
That is kind of sad. And another reason is it sounds like Elsa had another girl to talk to.
She had her sister,
No, but she didn't.
her sister Anna did not know about Elsa's powers, so she couldn't talk to her about it.
Why couldn't she talk?
Elsa just was, Elsa was like, I'm in my room now. Please leave me alone. And
The whole movie?
Yeah, pretty much until
she runs away.
Until she runs away.
Because in the very beginning of the movie, Elsa strikes Anna with her powers, and
She doesn't
Anna
mean to.
goes unconscious. So they bring her to these trolls. The trolls.
Sounds like a riveting movie, you
The
guys.
trolls erase her memory, so she doesn't know Elsa has powers.
You're really
It's a
selling it
really
for me.
freaking good movie.
So she would just keep knocking on her door going, hey, do you want to build a snowman?
Because they always used to build snowmen, and now Elsa's like, no,
No,
go
because
away.
I'll hurt you with my powers.
You're remarkably shocked, Jenny.
I am. I can't even believe that you guys that's into such a horrible storyline.
And both of these things happen in the very beginning of both of these movies. So you're hit with these deaths right away.
I mean, I
Then
wonder
it goes from there.
what's it like being in a writer's room with these people?
They're like, what's the saddest thing what upsets children the most? Taking away the parents or their siblings.
But I wonder if it should be even more relatable. Like I said, like obviously shooting up heroin was an extreme,
Yes.
but like if you just kind of look at my friends, like maybe abusing their other children's Adderall, you know what I mean? Like
I don't know that Disney would put their stamp of approval on it.
I mean, it's a new era, too.
that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Get up with the times, Disney. All right,
All right,
where
we'll
are we
go to number 6.
at? All right, number 6.
Another parent's death. Coral from Finding Nemo.
Ugh.
Again, the very opening sequence of this movie. So Coral's Nemo's mom. So in the very beginning of the movie, Coral and Marlin, Nemo's dad, are like, yay, we laid like all these eggs. We're going to have hundreds of babies. This is great. We're going to be parents. And we're going to name one of them Nemo. Yay. Then they look in the distance and there's a barracuda.
But
So
the
then
barracuda.
the barracuda comes and attacks Coral while she's trying to protect all her eggs. And she gets eaten, and all the eggs get eaten except Nemo.
And what happens to Nemo's egg?
I don't remember.
What?
I didn't watch this movie recently.
What happens?
Nemo's egg gets scraped by the barracuda, so then he has a little.
I didn't know that. That's why he has a boo-boo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
But you know, even though it was sad, it didn't emotionally hit me like some of the other Disney films.
That's why it's number 6.
Maybe
but
because his dad's love was so strong.
no.
So neurotic.
It's just sad that she got eaten by a barracuda. I feel like pretty
I mean,
tragic.
again, what other way would you have her go, Nicole?
I don't know, because she's a fish, unless she just got caught by a fisherman.
fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plastic straw. Maybe.
Oh,
No.
See, now that is
not a turtle.
he's thinking
Though.
thinking about this next generation. All right, so what else? Anything about Nemo? No,
No, that's about it.
it didn't. Yeah, I would say it didn't make me
Yeah.
cry, but
That's
there's
why
many more.
the top 4 are strong.
Okay,
All right,
good.
so number 5, though, is Ray from Princess and the Frog.
Never saw it.
Oh, it's so good.
What it's
All
about?
right, so he's the little lightning bug. And he's the little cute animal sidekick in this movie. And he flies around Tiana. The movie's about Tiana. She gets turned into a frog. She has to get unturned into a frog and kiss her prince. And she becomes
So
a
it's
princess.
basically Shrek, but with a frog.
Or the.
Yeah, I guess.
wow.
Wow. I mean, her and the prince are frogs.
I mean,
like,
it's Princess and the Pea. Or
well, yeah, it's that.
The whatever.
It's Princess and the Frog.
Frog, right.
Yeah. But Ray is this lightning bug that's her little sidekick, and he's just cute and happy and trying to help her. And he's in love with this star in the sky because he thinks it's another lightning bug. And you're like, oh, that's adorable. Then the evil guy in the movie freaking steps on him.
What?
And he dies.
What?
Yeah. And this one I feel like is very sad because they don't usually kill off the animal's sidekick. Because they're usually just the fun-loving sidekick.
At what point in the movie does the sidekick die?
Towards the end.
So it's not really a parent's death.
No, this isn't a parent's death.
Okay, this is
just a friend.
murder.
A murder. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's just sad. But then what makes it extra sad is he's like, well, now I'll get to be with my star that I love in the sky.
Well, does he die slowly?
Yeah, he does.
Oh my God. So he's half squished.
Yeah. And then he's like, at least I'll get to be with her.
Can I
And
hear
then-
that scene, David? Can you pull up that one particular scene? I would like to hear it. The
then-
death scene of the lightning bug in
And
The
then
Princess and the Frog.
What's sad about it is at the very end, well, maybe it's nice. They show the star that he's in love with, and then it shows another star appearing, so he's with it.
That's really sweet.
It is really
cute.
sweet. Is that the only death in the movie?
No.
The bad guy dies
no,
at the end.
Isn't her best friend's mom dead as well?
That's why I said they don't usually kill off the animal sidekick, and there we go.
So, you know what?
Yeah.
It's worthy of being number 5.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's got the nice little star at the end.
Yeah.
I like it. It,
All
has,
right.
it gives you that extra little feeling of, yummy goodness inside of you.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're like, he's in a better place.
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. Here's my top 4. This is the strongest one.
Now, let me just recap here. This is Disney expert Nicole ranking her top saddest Disney deaths of all time. It has brought us to number 4, Bing Bong, Inside Out.
Oh,
Okay. This one is sad. I just rewatched this movie the other night. I cried.
Did you?
This is where we're getting into cry territory.
Okay.
So Inside Out, for those who haven't seen it, it's about this young girl and her inner emotions in her head and how that controls her personality and whatever. So Bing Bong is her imaginary friend she made up when she was really little. And now he lives in her long-term memory. He's there, but she doesn't really focus on him anymore because she's
Right.
older.
But he's still there.
He's still there in her long-term memory stored there. So the two main characters, her emotions of joy and sadness get lost in her memory and they have to get back to their headquarters of her brain. So they find Bing Bong. They end up getting lost in this place called the memory dump where all your memories go to die and where you would forget them forever. So Bing Bong and Joy end up down there and they have to get out because if Joy dies, the character will lose all of her happiness and joy. So they're trying to get out. They can't do it. Bing Bong sacrifices himself so Joy can get out and go back to headquarters. And Bing Bong, they show him fading away and
No.
disappearing. And so not only is he dead, this is why this one's extra sad. Not only is he dead, he's forgotten forever. He has disappeared from her memory. She'll never remember
So
him.
he can't even come back for a sequel.
No, he's gone.
Wow. That's really bad. If you can't come back even as a distant memory.
Yeah,
The next one.
yeah, that's what's extra sad. He's gone forever. She'll never remember him.
Well, shouldn't Bing Bong, though, die in a child at some point? I think it's called schizophrenia if you still have your imaginary friend in your 20s.
it's just someone you remember, though. You can remember.
Michelle's crying.
It's the saddest thing that I've ever seen.
It's so sad.
It really is sad.
Okay, I've seen this movie.
You don't remember Bing Bong.
I don't even fucking remember Bing Bong. That's how little it touched me. Wow. Oh my God, you guys are hysterical. Michelle is bawling her eyes out right now. But he had to do it.
He had to do it to save her. So, okay, this is why this is extra sad. He's gone forever, and because he sacrificed himself for the greater good.
Right.
So,
If there was any other characters to die, though, who would it be? It would have to be Bing Bong because he shouldn't be there.
Well,
yeah,
could have
and that's the
gone.
point, that eventually your imaginary friends will just fade away. But it's sad. Bing Bong.
Did you have an imaginary friend, Nicole?
I probably did.
You
Not
don't
that I recall. It's in my memory dump, I guess.
I forced mine.
Yes.
It was the bathroom wall. Don't ask me why. I'm like, my mom's like, it's not imaginary when you're talking to the wall and you're telling me the wall is your friend. That's how
amazing.
constipated I was as a child.
And no wonder you like Pink Floyd so much.
Ba-dum-bum. Okay, now we're getting into some very vulnerable territory. Here, number 3 on the list.
Number 3, I put Bambi's mom. So Bambi's mom. Whoa! What?
Sorry, Nicole.
I'm not laughing.
It was his face. It was his face. It was.
You are so fucking evil. He reminds me of the Purple Pie Man.
So awful.
Nicole, I'm sorry.
I'm not laughing. It's so funny.
No, she's not. Terrible, David. I mean, I think Bambi. What year was Bambi made?
Bambi was made in 1942.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are they the reason why all of these Disney movies have deaths of parents because they started a
Snow
trend?
White would have been the first.
Yeah, I mean, Snow White didn't have parents, but this one is the 5th Disney movie made, and it was the first one to have that tragic death scene in the movie.
Okay.
So that's why it makes the list. I mean, I don't really have a big emotional connection to Bambi in general, but you can't do a Disney list and not put Bambi
You know why?
on there.
Because you're not a mom yet. And when you become a mom and you hear Bambi going, Mom, I mean, it will take you to your knees. And if you're breastfeeding, you'd be squirting milk out at the same time. You'd be a hot mess. It's true. I would dare any pregnant woman to turn on Bambi and see if their boobs
Don't do that.
leak.
Don't dare. Don't do that.
Wow.
It's so bad.
That's the new challenge, the leak challenge.
Challenge.
That's actually
At least it's a
pretty
healthy
great.
challenge. Actually, that is a good challenge.
It would
Challenge on
have to be
breastfeeders.
up though. Oof.
But what makes this one also extra sad is that, like, Bambi didn't know that the king deer guy, whatever, was his dad, and then he just shows up and he's like, your mom's never coming back, Bambi. Let's go. Poor Bambi. That's how we had to deal with it. That was it.
And I forgot what happens with Bambi at the end. He doesn't turn into Rudolph or anything, right? I'm confused in the story.
Thumper. Something.
Yeah.
He falls in love. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, to be honest, but
But you remember it as being very...
this is the scene that I think sticks out in everyone's mind when you think of Bambi. You think of this.
Yeah,
So,
it's true. And it's right at the top of the movie.
yeah.
All right, number 2, I will have to agree with you.
Yes. This is number 2 for a reason. Is Ellie from Up. So freaking sad.
So sad.
So sad. Because, again, it's the first opening montage of the movie, and you see Ellie and Carl, the main character, from childhood. They get married. He's in love with her. Then they have a miscarriage to start it off. They never have kids. They grow old, and then they're like,
And he
happy.
sells fucking
He
balloons
sells
for a
balloons at
living.
the zoo. Yes. And she lives
That's
at
the
zoo.
tragedy.
And then they save up because they want to go on this adventure together, but they never get to go. And then when they're older, he finally goes and buys the tickets for the adventure, and then she gets sick and dies.
I must say, I was in the theater and wasn't expecting that. I didn't know.
No,
So I
me
just thought,
neither.
oh, it's cute. I love it. This couple's grown old, and she had a little tragedy, but they're persevering. And then when she dies, I was third row, and you heard Jenny McCarthy wailing. I mean, I was like, it was so sad.
So sad.
I was so mad at this movie. Why? I mean, I get it. Look, it pulls your heartstrings.
Yeah, because a lot of these movies like to open up with these death scenes right away, but I feel like this one is the most impactful from those types of movies.
Would this movie have worked without her dying?
Well, he wouldn't have gone on the adventure alone.
Yeah, and it explains why he's like just turned into a grumpy old man. 'Cause
Why?
he's sad.
But could the movie have started post-death?
I don't think so.
As he's a widower, and he's
You need to know his journey.
I think it makes it more impactful.
Like
and
in
he's
the
going on the
beginning-
adventure they've always wanted to go on their whole lives.
When they're in that old house.
Yeah.
I know, and that little house, the
This is real
picture of the
sad.
house on the hill,
Yeah.
and then it never happened.
Yeah.
It's that there's so many meanings in this movie, but that like not fulfilling your dreams,
Right.
was the big I think
Right.
takeaway.
What's the
Yeah.
kid's name? I always forget.
Russell.
Yeah, and Russell's dad not being there, and like he becomes a dad in
Yeah,
a way.
Russell was looking
Yeah.
for a daddy figure.
And he got one in Ed Norton.
Asner?
Asner.
And the bad guy, I always hate these. Why does there always have to be a bad guy?
But he's such a good bad guy.
He is a bad guy. I don't like it, but I love that the dogs had that talking collar thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was so great,
Such a good movie.
right?
But it's not my number one.
I can't wait to hear what number one is.
Because
It's
my
got its own
number
page and everything.
one is Mufasa from The Lion King. There's no
Oh.
question. It's number one. No
Wow.
question. This is
Wow.
why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because we see a lot of what? It's number one.
It's the song.
This is not the song song I wanted. I wanted the Circle of Life.
That
Okay.
is the right one.
This is why it's number one, because we actually get to know Mufasa for a while. His death happens into the movie, so we get to know him as a dad and as this king. So then he dies because, first of all, he's trying to save his son from a stampede. Then he's trying to climb up that cliff, and he's like, Scar, brother, help me. And his own brother pushes him off a freaking cliff so he can become king. Then Simba runs down there after the stampede and tries to cuddle with Mufasa, and he's like, Dad, wake up, Dad. Then, to make this worse and top it all off, freaking Scar tells Simba it's all your fault, your dad's dead, and you need to run away forever and never come back.
What? Wow.
It's freaking sad.
That's very sad. I only saw it on Broadway, but I was daydreaming half the time. So that, though, would you also agree, Michelle, that that's number one out of all the Disney deaths?
I would argue that Up is number one for me. But I understand why. I just didn't affect me the way it affected everybody else in the world.
Well, I think I also put this number one because this movie came out when I was like 3. So when I saw this, it's like, wow, that's freaking sad. I'm a little kid watching
Right.
Mufasa.
That's your core trauma.
But the reason I put this above Ellie is just because we get to know Mufasa a lot, better, and his character's developed in the movie. And then Simba's blamed for it. His son is blamed for it and told to run away forever, and he has to live with this guilt that he murdered his dad.
That's the worst thing you could possibly do to a child or anyone.
Yeah, that's why I put this at number one.
Now, this does not exclude. Does this exclude? Because I get mixed up between Disney. Is Pixar Disney?
Yeah, some of these were Pixar.
I have a challenge.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The Good Dinosaur.
Oh fuck that show.
I've seen it once, and I just feel like because it just didn't impact me
Wow.
as much
Are
as
you
these other
broken
movies.
inside?
You don't have a soul.
I had to walk out of that movie. It was so sad. And I'm not
it didn't
even
impact
kidding.
me that much.
Wow, that's wild.
That's why it's not. It didn't even really come to my mind. These were the top movies that came to my mind.
It's hers.
I mean, talk about getting to know the dinosaurs so well. I mean,
Yeah.
they literally, you fall in love with the mom and dad who work so hard on those fields and then teach their kids to do it. And then boom.
A river
I know.
runs through it.
Right? Wow, but you know what? I'm still grateful that you dug deep in your soul
Yep.
to find out what is the worst, or I should say the best.
These
or
are my saddest. And I just want to point out, while I'm qualified for this list, I have seen every single Disney animated movie, every Pixar except one, Cars 3, whatever. I don't think that has a tragic death scene in it. I don't care.
You don't know. You've never
I
seen
mean, it
it.
might. Honestly, I don't know. But I've seen every movie on Disney's animated classics list. I'm qualified for this list. That's it.
You are qualified and you did an amazing job. And you've only cried
you.
3 times. Michelle, about 12. Thank you so much. If you guys want to dispute Nicole, feel free to go on. What is your Twitter handle?
Nicole Zarzecki.
How do you spell
Twitter.
it? How do you spell it?
Zarzecki. But
That's why you
I
have
mean-
only 100 followers. You know
I
that?
have 130 now.
Whoa.
I'm like, you got to name it something easy. Thank you,
That's
Nicole.
true.
That was really fun. I really appreciate
Yay.
it. I can't wait
Good.
for more.
Jenny McCarthy Show. Oh!